Okay, boys and girls. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, children of all ages. My name's King's Watch. Welcome to the video. Guess what? We are done. We are finished. We are moving on. This one's in the books, people. I'm not going to sugarcoat any of this for you because that's not the kind of guy I am. That's not the kind of guy I want to be, and I don't like that. Not to worry though, how can a game with Ivar the Boneless in it be boring, right? Well, let's put this turkey to bed. Time for the review. Let's go. This game is one big commercial designed to sell you flashy weapons and armor. That's literally all it is. No adventure, no story, nothing. Just buy our flashy weapons and armor. And how impossible is it to get any of it from Red's shop? I've been playing for 600 plus hours and I've yet to get a single set of anything. Not a full armor set, weapons pack, ship theme, settlement pack, nor complete tattoo set. You'd probably have to play this game for 45 years to get the full Isu Knight armor pack, as well as many other amazing armor packs that you'll never get to use unless you throw away your hard-earned money. I've spent money on all three of these open-world Assassin's Creed games, but this one is by far the most expensive. Ubisoft Games' Assassin's Creed microtransaction business strategy is rapidly increasing to the point of spiraling out of control and makes me concerned for what the future holds for these games. What if in future AC games your character starts out weaponless, with no ability to pick one up off the ground, nor loot one from a dead enemy, and no stores or blacksmiths have any to buy? Instead, after the third story mission, your character levels up, you get an ability point and a trophy, unlocking the store. Then a message appears on your screen. You can now purchase your first weapon for $6.99. Now I'm well aware of how hilarious that sounds, but I guarantee you the people at Ubisoft have already thought of that. I spent around $100 on AC Origins, around $300 to $400 on AC Odyssey, and in AC Valhalla I've spent about $600 plus so far, including the purchase of the game and the Dawn of Ragnarok DLC. Now I'm no mathematician, but I don't think I can afford the next game. Switching gears now from those money-hungry pigs at Ubisoft, how does the game play? Well, personally, I played the PlayStation 5 version on the PlayStation 5 console. And on the next-gen consoles, there's a setting for the video quality. You can either play in high frame rate or quality mode. Personally, I suggest you put it on high frame rate. On quality mode, you get a lot of launch glitches, where your character will get thrown across the map, or you'll turn your camera and Avar will teleport 10 feet. The game feels heavy. You are constantly fighting the camera, and it just feels generally like being in water. Whereas on high frame rate, the game plays nice and smooth. Yes, on quality mode, the game does look better, but after playing on high frame rate for just a few minutes, you won't even notice it anymore. But if you've been playing on quality mode for a while and switch to high frame rate or vice versa, what you will notice is how off your shot is. The timing is so different. I had mine set on quality for the first 100 hours or so, and when I switched it to high frame rate, I had to relearn how to play the drinking game again. So don't get fancy with the video quality. Keep it on high frame rate and have a nice smooth playthrough. One last thing while we're on the subject of next-gen components, I didn't notice the controller doing anything special for this game at all. No unique vibrations or anything like that. Also, this game is much easier than Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so don't be afraid to set the combat difficulty a little higher when creating your character. Crit chance works differently in this game as well. 100% crit chance isn't a guaranteed critical hit. It's more like 400% crit chance is a guaranteed critical hit. So keep that in mind when you're creating your builds. Alright guys, time to get real. I personally didn't enjoy my experience in this game, but that's not to say that you won't. To me, it just felt like a lot of work for very little reward. I think a huge factor in whether or not you'll enjoy Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be the length of time it's been since you've played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. For me, it was about 2 or so years since my last playthrough of Odyssey, and running around collecting and upgrading all the gear on the map really felt like a rerun. Only this time there was a much less chance of finding anything good, because in Valhalla you find one bow, for example, and the appearance of it changes as you upgrade it. You're not constantly about to discover a new awesome looking bow in possibly every chest or enemy you loot. Instead, in this game, you are collecting the materials needed to make those upgrades. Way less exciting. But if you've never played Odyssey and this is your first time at the dance, let her rip. Upgrade your little hearts out. But for me, I'm done. Ubisoft, if I have to upgrade one more helmet, I'm gonna need one in real life. Now let's talk about the replay value in this game. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Some of the open world RPGs I've enjoyed and use as sort of a guide or comparison when I'm going through these new games are obviously Skyrim, Todd Howard is God, Fallout 4, and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. All of which I've played through countless times and couldn't get enough. In fact, if The Witcher 3 had a new game plus plus and a new game plus 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 and a new game plus 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 plus, I'd probably still be playing it, getting stronger and stronger. And in the end game of Assassin's Creed Odyssey's New Game Plus, I mean, my god, the ongoing quest for the perfect build to break your max personal damage record, all the New Game Plus prep work running around collecting all the ability points and collecting in specific order the missions that give you the gear you need for your build before you even start the story. The concentration planning and the math, my god, the math that was involved in that. Then you'd learn about a new piece of epic gear with a rare engraving that you didn't know about before, prompting you to start a new game once again so you could get it on this next playthrough, having thought it was trash, breaking it down for materials the first time through. The seemingly never-ending possibility that this next piece of epic gear I find will be the one, the missing link my build needs to get my damage up even more, and every enemy killed or chest looted was yet another chance to find it, your goal being to land that one-hit kill on that boss later in the game. What's this piece got? What's this piece got? Does that sound good? Remind you of the old days? Well, I got bad news for you. Assassin's Creed Valhalla has none of that. Putting aside the fact that your character in Valhalla doesn't get any stronger no matter what runes, engravings, or how many ability points you have, your max damage dealt numbers never change. From the beginning of the game to the end, same damage. So what's the point of continuing to play? What's the point of adding a new game plus and leveling up even more if you can't make any progress in that regard? There's no replay value whatsoever. What's so we can make all those god-awful alliances again? Gross! Just thinking about doing that makes my skin crawl. Could you imagine listening to all that pointless dialogue all over again? Jesus! There's also the fact that I don't care about the characters enough for any kind of replay value. The game's an empty shell, filled with just random crap that came off the top of the writer's head. Yeah, so in this one, the guy needs to find his keys. Have Avar help him find his keys. Are you sure, boss? That sounds a little lame. Yeah, go ahead. Don't worry about it. They'll be distracted by the flashy armor and weapons. It's got no substance. It's got no heart. There's no emotional ties to anything. Not the characters nor the land. It's just, well, I guess I'll do the next mission now. Multiple outcome missions are a miss too because you don't care what happens to the person or the world. The franchise's two predecessors weren't much better, but at least in Odyssey you actually wanted to find your mother, you cared for Phoebe, and in the Legacy of the First Blade you loved Nima, and it was very difficult to say goodbye. And let's not forget about how good it felt taking revenge on those cultists in the Duat for killing Bayek's son. You also cared about the smaller details in those games on your second and fourth time through, such as being sure to choose all the correct dialogue decisions, both in the main story as well as the contact missions, because you wanted to leave everything and everyone with the best possible outcome to exist in this world you were ultimately creating. It's film class day one. Make your audience care about your characters so they feel it when something bad happens to them. In Odyssey, you cared about upgrading your ship, and you were proud of it when you were done, pulling into a beautiful cove to just chill and take in the environment for a few moments. Whereas in Valhalla, the only reason you even bother upgrading your village is so you can buy tungsten ignot, and that there's nothing else to do with the materials. Jesus, King's Watch, is there anything you did like about the game? Well, it wasn't without its moments. A few laughs here and there. All in all, it is a good game. My favorite character is probably the Mad King of Francia from the Siege of Paris DLC. The realism and the gore in the game are very well done, especially the combo finishers, and it's been very fun for me to edit them. The attention to detail, the quality, and the look of the game are outstanding, although the parkour is a little underwhelming from what you're probably used to. If you're looking to be a Viking and get on here and smash some heads, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has that in spades. But if you're looking to go on an epic adventure, sadly I'm sorry to say this won't get you there. In Skyrim, you can feel the magic in the air. You can feel the temperature change while exploring an underground cavern. In The Witcher 3, you can smell the dirt and the blood on the battlefield. At sea, in Odyssey, you can feel the wind on your face. All you can feel in Valhalla is yourself reaching for your wallet. Well, that's going to do it for me. That's the review. It's been a blast covering this game the past few months, but now I'm very excited to stamp it done and file it away in the archives. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere, so stay tuned for more adventures with King's Watch. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an appointment at the bank so I can buy another pair of pants in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Bye!
I don't run from the fire! I am the fire!